Well, hi, everyone. Welcome back to A3 Aging Ann Arbor.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about maybe some challenges that you might be experiencing in the winter months, helping maybe your elderly mom, dad, loved one.
Yeah, we'll offer up a lot of great suggestions that could help with that. And if you need any extra assistance, please feel free to reach out. You're watching A3 Aging Ann Arbor, where we talk about aging and what you need to know. I'm Faye Molitor.
And I'm Sheila Doeden.
Welcome to the show. I know that the days are shorter, it's darker, it's gloomier, and I struggle with it so much. I completely can see that our elders, and we actually do know that this is a fact because we've been doing this for a long time, that our elders absolutely suffer this time of year. And man, it's a challenge. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of ice this
yeah.
past week
Mm-hmm.
and sub-zero temperatures the week before. And now we're coming out of it. But throughout all of that, it can definitely take its toll on people.
Oh my goodness.
So
It is tough. There is something to be said about, the lack of sunshine, the lack of fresh air. A lot of elders, a lot of seniors are mobile. They have mobility issues and they can't get out. And it does create even depression and anxiety, especially if there's a form of dementia that is, even if it's early onset dementia that's happening. Vitamin D is huge, and you get that from the sun. And when you're not getting a lot of sun, you're lacking the vitamin D. The energy level goes down because you're not, getting the B12, and a lot of seniors don't really have nutritional. I mean, they eat as much as they need, but they're not moving. So there's no real need for the nutrition, and they're lacking real vital supplements or vitamins to keep them.
Well, because at that age, it wasn't anything that you did when you
I
were younger.
know.
So,
Yeah, and it was like meat and potatoes, kind of era too, and depression era. So it was simple and make a Sammy,
yeah, right.
But there's not a lot of nutrition in that.
And I don't even know if you use like a subscription service, like a Nutrisystem, if they're even like considering that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know with Nutrisystem and those types of subscriptions, I think that's more for dietary needs for people who are trying to lose weight. I don't know if they offer supplements to help people with that type of thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I know my dad uses it as a subscription.
Oh, does he? Okay.
But he does that out of convenience, I think, so that he doesn't have to cook a meal every day.
Bless his heart. That's so cute.
So he will supplement it with like fruits and vegetables, but if people aren't able to get out and get those extra supplemental things, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's something
I agree.
Kind of look at.
Yeah, that is a good thought. So whatever even shipped through Meyer, or Kroger has a delivery service. I know a lot of grocery stores or grocery services are available now online. And just even ordering supplements through that.
Sure.
But like B12, I know B12 and vitamin D for me this time of year.
Yeah.
I am affected by the seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
The shorter days really drag me down, and the gloom and doom. I know it's pretty when it snows, but it hasn't been snowing a lot here in Michigan. We had significant snowfall for a short period of time, and now it's just rainy and gloomy and slushy and icky.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, the only other thing to consider with supplements is making sure that you're talking to your doctor about what supplements you're considering taking
Sure.
so that it's not interacting with any type of prescription
Yeah.
medications that they're
Yeah.
taking.
I mean, there's even some medications you can't eat grapefruit with. So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do really think that it's really important that when folks are stuck in their homes and they're older folks that maybe have they can move with the assistance of a walker or a cane, but they're uneasy about getting out and about this time of year because of the ice and snow, that either family members or neighbors or some of their church friends or whoever it may be stop by and check in on them. We offer the service of sending a caregiver in, which in the state of Michigan is an out-of-pocket expense unless you have long-term care insurance or you're a veteran or other Medicare Advantage. There are some Medicare Advantage programs now that offer a certain
Minimal.
amount, very minimal, but a certain amount towards our types of services, which is the non-medical side of home care. But in saying that, just checking in on our family members and making sure that they have the groceries that they need, that there's an interaction.
It doesn't have to be a lot. It could be just a few minutes a day to
Yeah.
break it up.
Yeah.
So I think helping them find some type of purpose in their own home,
Sure.
in their own homes too,
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah. 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 And if they can get out and about, there are also, if they're not driving because they've lost that ability to be able to take themselves out in a vehicle, there are also transportation services. Some transportation services are just as simple as, they're coming to pick them up in a car. They'll take them to medical appointments. You have to look into the transportation service because some of them will only take you to medical appointments.
Right.
Here in Ann Arbor, we have A-Ride, and A-Ride is based on an individual's income, on how much you would pay to have A-Ride on a monthly basis. It takes you only in a certain jurisdiction of the Washtenaw County area, but it will take you to grocery stores and stuff too.
Yeah, you have to schedule the ride. I mean, the
Yes.
other part of that is that they have wheelchair transport
Lift.
as well.
Yeah, like a lift
Yeah.
gate.
So
That's huge. But they don't offer the assistance of getting someone from the house
into
the vehicle.
To the back
If
of the
they can
vehicle,
roll
yeah.
themselves to the van or to the bus, then and they can roll them up on, then they can get them on that lift gate and get them into the vehicle. But if it's like a transfer where they're going to physically have to transfer a person from the chair to the vehicle, they don't offer that. So you need to either have a family member there to assist in that or a caregiver to help with that. But it does get them out, and that's huge.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you were in more of an assisted living or something like that, here locally they have transportation for people to stores. But if you're in your own home,
Right.
that can be a bit more of a challenge
Right.
for folks. So,
Right, that's true.
I mean, we had James Giordani on, and he could help navigate,
Right.
someone and help them order up an Uber and, practice it with
right.
them and do that. That's always an
That's
option
right.
too.
Yes,
But,
yes, absolutely.
yeah, to
Yeah,
navigate.
that was so great.
yeah.
So it's James Giordani from Clear Computing, and he assists elders in their devices to help them understand how to download apps and then actually call an Uber or a Lyft.
And he'll practice it and do it with them.
Yep.
Which is cool.
So that's an option too, to
Yeah,
get them out and
for
about,
sure.
especially if they are mobile.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
And if people have the ability maybe to adopt an elderly pet from the Humane Society for
Mm-hmm.
company. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's always a great
Mm-hmm.
option.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
they're able to
To give
maintain the
to let them
pet.
out
Yeah.
and that type of thing. Yeah, if they have mobility issues, it might be a challenge if it's a dog. But cats
Self-sufficient.
really, there's so many cats that need to be adopted too, and they're lap cats, and they do bring people a lot of joy. But it would be a matter of making sure the person could get to, feed them and change the litter box. But again, that's stuff that we could help with, a neighbor could help with, or a family member could help with, so that they had that
Yeah.
companion.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Pet companion. I love that. They're
Yeah.
so great. I love pets. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I feel like hydration is an issue for folks too, just because it's not warm. So you
Yeah,
don't feel the urgency to have to consume liquids.
we already have challenges in our clients not hydrating enough. In the winter months, the last thing they want is a cold glass of water or cold glass of something. They want warm coffee is what they're using, and coffee does not hydrate. It dehydrates. So yeah, trying to,
Promote hydration.
yeah.
Um, there's so many ways to do that.
Oh yeah, they have the hydration, keto, vital. There's different ones. It depends on if you want sugar in it or no sugar in it. Some of them have sugar, some don't. And they're just little individual packets, hydration packets that have magnesium and potassium and all the things in them. And they come in flavors. And you just dump it into either a bottle of water or a glass of water, and it offers that extra nutritional assistance to help with the hydration part, because UTIs happen, and when a UTI happens, even if somebody doesn't have dementia, in an elder, it can change their mind. It's almost like they they lose their mind from it. It's really awful. So yeah, hydrating that's a good one too. I think that's important. Um, any kind of nutritional help, or vitamin help, um, is important for our seniors
Sure.
to just be well.
Well, and the other piece of that too is, if you are checking in on someone and you're seeing maybe a decrease in their activity level or their mobility, if you're sedentary, the more sedentary you are, the more that you lose that function. There are a lot of other resources here in Ann Arbor that you could be utilizing to support these people in their homes.
Sure.
So if someone was seeing a decline in cognitive value or in mobility, there are options for bringing in extra support to help with strengthening, maybe manipulating the house in certain ways to make things more accessible to them.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely an option.
Sure.
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's something to kind of that folks could key into as well.
Sure.
And that would be more of the medical
Well,
side of home care.
during the winter months, because they are feeling so isolated, if family members are able to check in more often, or if they need a caregiver or an
Mm-hmm.
outside source to
Mm-hmm.
check in on them, because a lot of family members live out of state.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even in the same state
Right.
as their loved one. And so they need a caregiver to just pop in.
Sure.
The services are there to do that. There's even volunteers through Jewish Family Services and
Catholic
Catholic
social
Social
services.
Services,
Mm-hmm.
where they can pop in and check in on them. There's also services through those organizations that offer snow removal and that kind of thing too, if they are mobile and do want to still get out and drive. Um, Finding things that bring them that sunshine is a beautiful thing. I think the pet therapy is a great idea, Sheila, but I also think that if we could get them out, or if they want to go out and just get to a botanical gardens, we have a botanical gardens here in Ann Arbor, and walking into that greenhouse and just it's warm and you feel like you're in the summer months.
Sure.
Yeah, because you're looking at cactuses and
Foliage.
beautiful, green foliage, and some of the plants are blooming. So that's also an option as far as an activity to do this time of year.
I mean,
Sure.
you could even go so far if there were snowbirds in the past and maybe
Yeah.
go to Florida.
Yeah.
We've done that and taken people, out of the state and gotten them to warmer climates if they're capable of doing that.
Yeah.
I know at some point my dad has a timeshare in Florida, and I will be that person that will end up taking him.
Oh, taking him.
Taking him. And
You're like, I volunteer.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So at this point, he still goes with his traveling companion. But at some point, I feel like, so that's an option too. And we've done that with some of our clients.
Oh, yeah, we have.
And that's worked out really well for them.
Yeah.
And even been able to stay there with them and travel back with them, or put into place, someone that's closer in proximity, not living with them like we would do. We could transfer their care to one of our offices, wherever that might be. I mean, there's options for that too.
Sure.
If people still want to do that, but just don't have family that can travel with them, that's an option.
True. Yeah, no, that's very true. There are many people that have winter homes and summer homes.
Right.
And in that aspect, some of them, again, because the family members do not live in the state and are not able to travel with them anymore, and they used to be able to do this on their own.
Right.
They bring us in to, have a caregiver travel with them. It could even be a neighbor or, a
someone that you trust.
Grandson or granddaughter or whoever it may be. But I want a winter home. Or a summer home. Well, how would it go?
A winter
home. I
home.
want to be a snowbird.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
That's
a snowbird?
what it is.
Where you leave the
winter and go to the warmer climates.
Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
So, no, that's wonderful. That is the best medicine right there.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if they're not able to do that, how
Sure.
can we provide some of that here?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you could use maybe a light that would generate.
Yeah, they do have the UV
vitamin,
lights.
the UV, and maybe give you the facade of vitamin D.
They're natural daylight lights. Everything's found on Amazon anymore. So
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those specifically treat seasonal.
Infrared? Does infrared do that too? I don't know if that. I know that's beneficial to you, but it might be an option. It might be an option
for sure.
Yeah.
It helps treat the seasonal affect disorder.
Yeah.
Because of the light.
Sure. The UV ones too. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've definitely looked into those in the past for sure.
Yeah. I think you bought one and you
I
sent it.
did. It just was huge. It was like.
Yeah. So it's finding the right one.
Right.
For someone.
Yep.
So
yeah, they have different sizes.
yeah. I mean, there's even, if people are able to get out, there's our dementia-friendly Celine movie event that they do once a month. There's
adult
day programming that, you could take them to or set up a ride to get them to that.
And adult days are specific to folks that have dementia.
Sure.
But yeah,
And
those are
there's-
the people that we're most concerned about in all reality this time of year.
Correct. But there's multiple senior centers in the area too, depending on, you could go to multiple senior centers in the Ann Arbor area.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the Pittsfield Senior Center, the Ypsilanti Senior Center,
Ann
there's
Arbor
the Ann Arbor Senior Center.
Celine Senior Center.
So, yeah.
Yes, is Celine the Pittsfield? No, Celine. But there is a Celine.
There is a
Yeah.
Celine.
Okay.
So, but
Good.
that's an option, and they
Yeah.
do. I mean, we had Brittany Patton on from the
Yes,
Ann Arbor
we
Senior
did.
Center, and they offer all kinds of different activities. But I think each senior center offers maybe different activities to give a variety to folks.
Sure.
So it doesn't mean that you can only go to one. You could go to all of them.
Yeah, sure.
And there's always a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And they do coffee hour and, all kinds of different things. So it depends on what you're interested in. And, we can help you decide which senior center might be the best option for you too.
Yeah.
Or your kids could help you.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
But
Yeah.
I think it's just, understanding what's available to people and
Yes.
helping them be more knowledgeable about the types of things that our seniors could be helped with to engage them a bit more if they have to be willing.
Well, yeah, I mean, the isolation part of it is the hardest part with the winter months. The days are shorter. You just feel so enclosed. And I think that if there is no capability, if they are unable to get out and about, they don't have services in place for whatever reason
Right.
that may be, and maybe they don't want them and the kids aren't going to push, you know, hopefully just, bringing them the sunshine somehow, visiting them more often during the winter months so that they have more of an interaction with people because they almost become hermits in their homes and they lose all touch of reality and the outside world because
For sure.
they keep all the big curtains and blinds shut to keep the heat in. They're always cold. And so it's dark all the time. They've lost sense of kind of reality because the TV's on all the time. So, visiting them, turning off the TV, playing cards with them, making a meal with them, having a meal with them, even making it like, lemonade, so it feels like it's summer,
Sure.
have lemonade and, some, I don't know, strawberry shortcake, something like that. But finding ways of engaging them a little bit more during the darker days
Sure.
and shorter days and colder days.
Yeah, I mean, even music is simple.
Yeah, that's huge.
There's a lot of options out there.
So much joy with that. If they can't get to church, because they have that issue of getting there, maybe calling the church and setting up with a one of the parishioners
Sure.
to go
A
visit
visit.
that person
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of churches here do virtual now as an option for
yeah,
service,
that's
but it's not
difficult
the
sometimes
same as
too.
having someone in your presence. Yeah.
It's true. They and just from experience from my neighbor, anything technology wise, she's so
It's
adverse
challenging.
to. She's just averse to it. And even, I know some folks are super open to continuing to learn and they want to learn this new stuff. And then you have the polar opposites of I don't want to know it, I don't like it, I don't it's not something they will use. They want that physical being,
Right.
it
Sure.
matters to them to have that interaction. Yeah.
That's huge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's just I'm trying to think of some other things that would be really awesome for us to do with our seniors um, during these months, just to bring them a little bit of the sunshine, a beach party at the house,
Sure.
beach balls and put on some Beach Boys or something,
Yeah.
music of their era. Or, even movie night with popcorn or movie day. A lot of them don't like to stay up too late. So, just bring,
It,
yeah,
yeah. It could be as simple as sending them a Valentine's Day card.
sure,
I mean, it doesn't have to
sure.
be anything
Yeah,
big, but any little thing that
yeah,
you can do, even if it's just popping something in the mail. I mean,
yeah.
that's
That's true. We've lost touch with the postal, like sending physically written
yeah,
letters and cards, and
sure,
that is something that almost all of our elders, it's what they grew up with, it's what they
sure,
really thrive on
sure.
is a
It was
letter.
like a it was
Yeah,
like a present when you
receiving a
got something in the
postal.
mail,
Yeah.
you know. It was like, "Ooh, that's addressed
It's
to me,"
true.
you know.
Yeah. Even
So,
sending them, yeah, a care package, you can send, edible arrangements or something like that to them. That might bring them some joy. Flowers, because everything's so dreary right now that if you just send them a bouquet of flowers, that would probably bring them so much joy and give them a little bit of
Or a package of
the
pinwheels.
taste of spring. Yeah, or pinwheels. Yeah. Yep. Pinwheels work every time. They do with me. Those and what was it? Archway windmill cookies. That's another.
Yes.
Pepperidge Farms is another thing. Yeah, especially if it's a guy. I feel my dad was so into the cheese and meat. He would get those. We would like send those to
Sure.
him. It was a big deal. He loved those. So
We
that's an option too.
Jape still looks for those every year, but he
Yeah.
hasn't given to anybody.
Yeah.
He keeps them.
My dad did too. Well,
So-
sort of. We'd sit around him and he'd pull out his pocket knife and he'd slice pieces of cheese and meat and he'd, give each one of the kids a piece and then he'd take a piece. And
That he was happy.
it's a memory.
He was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
anyway, there's a lot of different options.
Yeah.
If you're looking for resources,
Yeah.
it's an easy, Google search for things. But if you're not quite sure what resources you're looking for, you can connect with Catholic Social Services could absolutely direct you.
For sure.
In terms of, what's out there.
Yeah.
But the senior
Yeah,
centers
the
can
Area
help you with
Agency
that.
on Aging has a whole list of resources for anything that you may need, especially this time of year. A lot of people just really simply are still mobile, are still driving, and they just can't clean their snow shovel their snow, salt their walkways and driveways, and clean the snow off of their cars if they don't have a garage so that they can get out and about. Those types of volunteer resources are out there. And if you have neighbors that are willing to do it, the one thing that I know I've come across over the years is the pride of not asking. And I think that it is super important to try and promote your loved ones to say, I need help. I need help with this. I'm stuck in this house. I don't have any outside interaction during this time of year, and I can't clean my own snow, and I need help. What can you do for me? Or do you know of somebody who can help me? So.
Yeah. All good stuff. So
Yeah.
the days are getting a little bit longer now, which is lovely.
Yay.
So we're happy about that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's so big for me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love sun. I mean, big time. It
Well, last
matters.
week, even though it was bitter cold, the sun was shining, so you could look outside and say,
It
"Oh."
just makes you feel warm.
But you
and
just don't want to
cozy.
go out in it. You just want to look at it and say, "Oh, that feels good."
I don't mind a little bit of cold on my cheeks.
Yeah.
The beautiful part of it is that we're not of the homeless population. Those are the folks that I worry about because they don't have a way of sheltering. We have the privilege of, and we're blessed with the fact that we have homes and cars to get into that are warm. So a little bit of that coldness on your cheeks, it actually does spark something in you. So if they can get out for a hot second and enjoy a little bit of sunshine and get a little bit of coldness on your cheeks and breathe in some of that cold air, it is refreshing.
It is.
It
for
is
sure.
a beautiful thing. It's just being out in it too long. Their circulation isn't working properly. A lot of them have circulation issues, and you just do as you get older. And frostbite can set in way quicker
Sure.
with an elderly person, so you have to keep that in mind as well. So yeah, it's good stuff. Hopefully we were able to give you some really good, viable ideas that will keep our elders safe and engaged and comfortable and all that stuff for the winter season. We're all looking forward to spring. It's right around the corner and time is flying. So yeah, we do look forward to that for sure.
Absolutely. if you're looking for information or ideas, you can absolutely feel free to give us a call.
For sure. Yeah.
We might be able to
Please.
help with that.
We definitely have caregivers available. We offer 1 hour all the way up to live-in care. But because we're talking about the winter months and the possibility of just needing a little extra assistance, 1 hour might be what you
Yeah.
need. So if that is the case and you would like to learn more about services in the area, we also offer up, because we have so many professional
Sure.
partners that we have connected with over the years that work with the elderly population as well. We can offer up any information you need. So if you're interested in learning more about senior helpers or just reaching out, looking for extra services from whoever it may be in the area, give us a call. It's 734-927-3111. And you can talk with any one of us here, and hopefully we can guide you in whatever direction you need for your loved one. So hopefully we were able to offer up some really good, viable information to keep folks, elder folks and family members and loved ones safe, engaged, cozy, comfortable, and all the things for this winter season.
Yeah.
We're all looking forward to spring. It's right around the corner.
It is. But until then,
Yes.
hopefully it's things that
Yes.
we can help engage folks
Yes,
with.
for sure.
So.
And keep them cozy and comfortable. So we appreciate you joining us, and we ask that if you liked our episode, please click the bell button below and subscribe. This episode was sponsored by Senior Helpers Ann Arbor. That was A3 Aging Ann Arbor, your source for all things aging.
Please like, share, and subscribe for more episodes. Thanks for watching.
This episode was sponsored by Senior Helpers of Ann Arbor.